What's up, YouTube? You know, got some news for you. I got my amp up and running and hooked it up. You know, at 1 ohm, so it's probably getting like maybe so it's getting 800 RMS because I got stock electric. And I turned it on. You know, I tuned my amp, used the multimeter, and turned the music up and everything. And you know, I started playing some music. You know, I had the bass on 0, had the sub level up to full blast, up to like 4 or 5, and I noticed a strange sound, so I went to the trunk, and I noticed that my port was broken. It was flapping, and then like at the top of the box it was cracked. You know, at the top where it's kind of like supposed to be screwed in, it was cracked and it was flapping, and that was just like from like three or 4 minutes of playing, and the sub just completely cracked the box open. You know, it was a cheap little prefab box from off of the VM Innovations, 3.5 cubes. I don't even know what it's tuned to. It's probably tuned to not shit because it's a cheap ass freaking box. 5/8, what do you call it? MDF or whatever. Yeah. But anyway, it was like 5/8 MDF, so it was like really thin. So I see why it broke it open like that. And you know, that was just a temporary box. I just really needed a box. I really didn't have the money to get, you know, a custom one made, but I will have a custom one made, maybe by my friend that lives in Ranch Club that does, you know, car audio and stuff like that. I might go to a local shop, but I want a box that's, you know, 4 keys, 3/4 MDF, double baffle, braced. You know, so, you know, you can never really go wrong with bracing. It's good to, you know, get some overkill, make sure everything's right. Sorry, I'm holding this arm is tired. But anyways, my first impression, you know, my first system, as far as like the bass and everything, you know, it was, on certain songs, it was hitting like the bass lines, like the kind of lower ones, not low, so I don't listen to any slowed music. But like regular music was hitting those certain lower bass lines just fine, but anything higher up, kind of mid, it was lacking, and so I was a little disappointed. But it still has a break in a little bit. And then, you know, the truth is, you know, you have a good sub and you throw it in a sucky ass box, is going to sound like shit. So you know that counts too. So hopefully, you know, in the future, a couple weeks or something like that, I can get a box made and, you know, have it sounding real good, you know, nice quality and good clean sounding bass. And I'm gonna tweak my amp a little bit more. Since I was thinking I'm only getting 800 RMS, I did at 1 ohm, so I just did square root 800, and I got like 29.33, and the gain, I turned it to that, you know, with my multimeter. I used my multimeter and the 40 hertz tone, and I made sure every EQ setting was at flat, you know, and then I turned the low pass filter to about, you know, let's say, it doesn't have the numbers on there, so I'm thinking like maybe 60 hertz, and I turned my head unit up to like, let me see, like up to maybe like 30, and it wasn't hitting, so I turned up to 42, then it started hitting, and I don't think it was clipping or nothing like that. So, you know, it started hitting in okay, and then like it wasn't hitting that much until I turned up the gain a little bit more. Maybe I should have just, even though I'm not getting 1400 RMS, maybe I should have just did the square root of 1400, you know, and then got the decimal for that, and then, you know, turn my gain up until I was about, you know, right at that decimal, that number, and I turned my low pass up, you know, halfway, and then, you know, start hitting more. So, you know, I'm just gonna make sure it's not clipping or doing any harm to the sub, and kind of messed my sub up a little bit too. When with the way my trunk is, the spare tire, there's no spare tire in there, so there's like a big freaking hole, right? You know, not a hole, but like a little dip in there, and I didn't want my sub kind of like pointing up. I wanted it like all the way back, and then what I did was I took my car jack, I put it like in front of it under the box so it wouldn't, like, you know, fall down, and I guess the bass hitting made it fall over, and when I went to the trunk, it fell on top of the jack, and then so it kind of messed up my surround just a little bit. It didn't tear all the way through, just on the outside a little bit. I was kind of upset, you know, because I always take care of my stuff. I didn't want to mess that up, so, you know, hey, what can you do? At least it still works. You know, I'll post a video tomorrow when I go to my grandma's house and everything. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Peace.